Welcome to the final stop on my Dubai tour, here at the iconic Atlantis de Palm at FZN by Björn Frantzén. After I was guided to their living room, I was served an aperitif of elderflower kombucha infused with oolong tea. Shortly after, Chef Torsten came over to introduce himself and the first bite. A cheese cracker filled with aged cream cheese, smoked maple syrup, and topped with some spices.
So now let me introduce you this tartlet that we do a hot sauce made with strawberries, cloves of langoustine and Damasco roses.
The next bite is the blini, based on buckwheat. We top it with the tartare of dill. We also have a hummus made of pine nuts.
The vorak, the potato roll deep fried filled with creme fraiche, Winder's roll on the top, then we finish with pickled onion and child peas.
It was like a wafer of it's made with potatoes, loads of really thin layers. And the intricacy on that is pretty incredible. I'm still getting the little pox of the roe as well coming through. That bite is fantastic.
This is the vaudeville under with a horseradish pre-sesh, the confit wrap. On the top with number 25 carrot, minegi, the green chive, and then this is a bit of flour.
After the amuses, I was led to the counter where I was shown all the ingredients being used in tonight's menu, from Norwegian hand-dyed scallops to Danish eggs, Australian black Angus beef to Anjou pigeon. There was just one tasting menu here, 10 courses for 2,000 dirhams. From there, it was time to head off again. The tour continued from the living room, past the birch tree installation, and into their cellar, where they have some unicorns from their 3,600 bottle collection, along with a coveted plaque they received just 6 months after opening, making Bjorn the only chef to have 3 current restaurants with 3 stars. From there, it was into the prep kitchen, where just beyond the perfectly aligned Tupperware, the waft of an intense chicken broth hits me. The kitchen here is led by Chef Torsten Willegard. He first opened his own restaurant studio, which earned a Michelin star in just 5 months, and later went on to Noma for the best part of a decade. I was then shown to the main dining area, where I was sat at the counter right in front of the open kitchen, and then I was brought the first drinks pairing.
First infusion, based on muscat grape. Then we're adding a fennel juice, and we're finishing with sansui pepper.
Here we serve you Norwegian scallops, but a little bit of fresh ryoga. Everything is covered with snowball turnips. Vinaigrette, great fun, and then apple juice, bit of orange blossom oil.
Prepared so beautifully as well, I don't want to destroy this. There's that ginger profile come from the yogurt, a very soft, subtle, sweeter version. But then those preserved, candied apricots have that chewy texture. Loads of citrus freshness, I love it. And also, sizable portions.
Next infusion, based on rhubarb.
We have our langoustine. We have a layer of koshikari rice underneath with the gently deep fried. Then we serve it with a bar emulsion next to you. That emulsion is made with some yuzu kosher. The whole idea behind it is to wrap the langoustine with your hand, dip it all the way on the emulsion, and then just gently wash your fingers next in the rose water.
Whoa, that is so sweet and succulent. The juice just like blowing out there. Oh, that's incredible.
So for your next 2 dishes, we're working with an infusion based on pear.
Next up was their take on the chow mushi, where they added cream along with fennel, king crab, a lobster oil, and it was all topped with trout roe.
Here, lots of layers, textures, temperatures, to go from the bottom up. A little bit of everything with each mouth.
So fragrant. So believable. The little pops of the trout roe as well, they bring that brininess, the saltiness, the umami. Yeah, you give me this dish blind, I have no idea that it's meant to be a chow mushi. Great dish though.
Time for the monkfish. So the monkfish is dry aged. We roll it in cream and then we're doing it intensively over the fire. Underneath, we have a puree with some show, a lemon thyme oil, and lastly, a mushroom tea.
Yeah, while the monkfish is cooked perfectly, for me, the highlight of this dish is this mushroom consomme. Oh, the flavor in there is... But it's not overpowering at all. It's not like that super intense mushroom. Oh, I'm finishing every last drop of that. That is insane. That mushroom consomme, my god. Whoa.
Best way to make French toast, yesterday's bread. We've got a 2-day-old spelt sourdough. Inside the bread, we have a stew of Cevennes onion. And then on top, we have seared foie gras with an orange gasquet. Here, I was just seasoning our charcuterie. So using Angus strip loins, it's coming from Australia. Takes around 60 days to make, dry rub, marinade and hanging. Seasoned with ponzu and then fresh yuzu. Add on the top there, we have a 20-year aged balsamic vinegar.
Wow. There's sweetness, there's saltiness, there's the creaminess from the foie gras, the fattiness from the beef, the crunchiness from the toast, and then there's gorgeous flavor of the balsamic coming through there as well. This is the kind of dish that you just feel it clogging your arteries as it makes its way down. Gorgeous. Oh,
So the serving itself is called onion, licorice and almond. So it's a trinity of ingredients Björn has been elaborating with since the first menu 2008. The current version here, we have a puree of Roscoff onions. We have the velouté, toasted almonds in the middle, a milk foam infused with almonds, the almond oil, and on the very top, a licorice cream.
It's so interesting as a savoury dish. It's so sweet. But at the same time, once the sweetness go, there is a depth of flavour and more the savoury profile coming through. And the first thing as it hits the palate is just pure sweetness. The almonds are perfect, just texture as well. The intensity and depth of this dish is incredible. Interesting. I think it's a bit sweet for my liking. And then it was the main course. Pigeon breast grilled over birch embers, topped with a crumble of pine nuts, lemon thyme, and dried flowers. Alongside that was an endive stuffed with pear and truffles. The sauce is made from the carcass of the pigeon with some vinegar and roasted truffles. And finally, a pear puree. This was all served with their bread. A Parker House roll brushed with brown butter and what I can only describe as a butter millefeuille, alternating layers of salted shallot and truffle butters. That endive, it's incredible. You've got the char, you've got the crunch, the bitterness, and then the sweetness from the pear running through that. It almost tastes like a pear compote. That's how sweet it is. There's nothing wrong with the elements, just the way I like my food.
Based on sipokdoorn, we have made a soup. Then there's a little bit of carrot curry.
It's all orange, so it all looks the same. Then there's also little pieces of carrot as well that I get these slight crunchiness. Okay, now I'm feeling right in the back of the palate. Super, super mildy, like very mild.
So here we have our main dessert. Starting from the bottom, we have a jam made with raspberries, pistachio praline. The white mousse you see on the top is a mint-infused mousse, and the powder, nori seaweed and matcha tea, pistachio ice cream. And then the oil is infused with milk oolong tea and vanilla. And I'm gonna finish here with a crispy fill made with matcha and then brushed with some 24 karat gold powder.
Okay, this dessert is gorgeous. Wow, there's a lot going on there. It's nutty, it's sweet. The mintiness, you get more that sloppy freshness running through there. After dessert, it was time to head back to the lounge where I began with some fresh Japanese fruits, muskmelon and muscat grapes. Do you know what? They've peeled the grape. So on top of the melon, there was a bit of sancho pepper and also some lime. So juicy. Wow. And then came the trolley. 3 types of macarons, coffee and coconut, pistachio and hoshigaki, which is dried persimmon, and finally sea buckthorn and saffron. Behind that were 2 types of pâté de fruits, lingonberry and espelette pepper, and gooseberry and chamomile tea. For the chocolates, there was yuzu and blueberry, set mushroom and walnut, and finally raspberry, beetroot and licorice. And finally, for real this time, freshly baked brown butter and cardamom madeleines. Presentation here, spectacular. I mean, look at this. It's coffee time. And for the final bite of today's menu, we have this mushroom chocolate. The total for tonight, excluding service, including the prepayment, came to just under 3,000 dirhams. Well, I've just finished up at FZN. There are 2 main spaces. The lounge design, it's colourful, unique and exciting. And the more you explore, the more it keeps giving. The hallway, with all the preserves and the ferments, is also exceptional, as is the birch tree installation. The dining room, it's dark, it's moody, and the constant flickering from the fire on the grill gives it warmth and a comforting feel. I loved being sat at the counter and watching the chefs. From the natural wood to the dark green walls with gold accents and those funky rope-like ceiling lights. It all ties together really perfectly. Every member of staff is warm, friendly and chatty. The service is laid back, relaxed and almost precise. There were a few misses, dirty dishware and inconsistent placement of cutlery. At points, it did feel that there was a slight sense of haste to move on to the next parts of the experience. Menus were given to me, I put them down as the next bite arrived, and before I'd even had a chance to peruse, it was taken away. The food? Incredible technique and high quality ingredients. I love that they presented all of them at the beginning to show me what I was going to be eating throughout the menu, while all the dishes were really well executed. There were various elements that my palate didn't necessarily agree with. Overall, it was a really consistent and great menu. Don't get me wrong, it's great food. My favorite individual element was easily the mushroom tea, and my favorite course would be the French toast. The drink pairing followed a very similar theme. While they worked really well paired with the dishes, individually I didn't necessarily enjoy all of them. Overall, a refined and highly enjoyable experience. Absolutely worth visiting. Thank you for watching. On to the next one. Goodbye.